don't like it. Why not?
Well, today, but today a dictator.
You want to be a dictator?
Yes.
Ghana means king of gold. It was derived from the ancient Ghana Empire many centuries ago. Ghana was an empire that existed in West Africa from 1830 CE to 1235 CE. Other names of Ghana Empire include Wagadu and Alka. Wagadu was termed Ghana by the Arab traders involved in trans-Saharan trade. Kingdom of Ghana at the time ruled over a large part of Western Sudan before it ended in the 12th centuries. Fast forward to the 20th century's 1957.
Is ready to fight his own battle and show that after all, the black man is capable of managing his own affairs.
The name Ghana was adopted by Ghana's first Prime Minister and President Dr. Kwame Nkrumah to become the official name of the Gold Coast after their independence. Sadly, after Ghana's independence, the nation experienced a series of coups and bloodshed until it became a stable multi-party state in 1992 under a new republic called the Fourth Republic. At the time of this documentary, it has lasted for 32 years with two parties being the most dominant, namely NPP and NDC. But how did it all start? 6th March 1957, Ghana gained her independence under the leadership of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, making him the first Prime Minister of Ghana. Through to 1874, Ghana was a British colony known as the Gold Coast until independence in 1957, that the name was changed to Ghana by Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Interestingly, Nkrumah was in prison when he was elected to become the Prime Minister in 1952 of the then Gold Coast. This meant he was dearly loved by his people. 3 years after Ghana's independence, on April 27, 1960, a plebiscite election was held on the issue of Ghana becoming a republic. A plebiscite means a vote on a national issue that does not affect the constitution. This was the type of election that was held in 1960 that made Ghana a republic. After all was said and done, Dr. Nkrumah of the Convention People's Party CPP won with 89% of the total vote, making him the executive leader with more presidential powers. There are those who believe this was the beginning of the winner-takes-all political agenda. With him as president, he was now untouchable. As president, he did so much for his people. Some of his achievements include the following.
Open your eyes and look around you. See for yourself. See the splendid new Tama Harbor. See the mighty water dam. See the fine roads which we have built under the leadership of the Convention People's Party and its government. See the schools, the colleges, and the universities. See the clinics, hospitals, health centers, and the facilities which we have created. See the factories which are already springing up. These are no debts. These are not debts. They are investments in our future as an independent nation. These are the physical guarantees of the bright new future which I have promised you and I have been working for. Together, we can put our Ghana firmly and squarely on its own feet. Together, we can create the things we need for ourselves instead of going cap in hand for charity handouts from foreign powers whose only wish is to exploit us and make us vassals to their interests. I will tell you, less than 1 month before they struck to destroy all our hard work, we had inaugurated the first electricity from the Volta Dam. Only 3 days before this treachery, we had signed a new agreement to irrigate the mighty Accra Plains. At last, we were on the threshold of a great new victory. We had in 1957 won our political independence after years of struggle. Now in 1966, we were at the threshold of winning our economic independence. The same people who tried to sabotage our winning of political independence 9 years ago have now struck to sabotage our economic independence and are systematically dismantling our socialist gains and achievements.
Like any other leader, he had his mistakes. The Prevention Detention Act, it gave him the power to jail terrorists and anyone he deemed threat to his presidency up to 5 years. It was later extended to 10 years when Ghana became a republic in 1960. Further, he declared Ghana a one-party state. Gradually, he was losing the trust of the people who once held him. His own people started to rise against him. They branded him a dictator.
I don't like him.
Why not?
Because he's practically a dictator.
He wants to be a dictator.
Yes.
The opposition became loud.
Well, there is on the one hand, the threat that they will be brought to trial before a special court, which carries the death penalty without an appeal. On the other, it looks as if they will be held indefinitely without trial. I don't know which will succeed. They're both equally bad.
Now, you still consider yourself the leader of the opposition, although, as you say, the opposition is being trampled down in Ghana. Do you think that there is going to be a one-party state in Ghana?
I have no doubt from recent events and from what has been said in Ghana by members of the government that the aim is to have a one-party state. My belief is, and the reason why I continue in opposition is, that we will in the end be able to stop this.
Now, how would you stop it?
We will continue to organize and to agitate until and keep in the forefront, as we are doing now, before people in Ghana and before the world, that a one-party state tramples upon civil liberties.
Would you dissociate yourself from violence?
I have done this consistently for the time that I have been leader of the opposition. All I can say is, however, that when a government sets out to create a police state, the government itself provokes violent reaction.
Unfortunately for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, the military and the police had other plans for him. They waited until he finally left the shores of Ghana for a peace mission to Hanoi in Vietnam. 24 February 1966, Colonel Emmanuel Kwesi Kutuka, Major Akwesi Amankwa Afrifa, and the First Inspector General of Ghana Police Service, John Riley Kofi Halley, decided to strike at the heart of power, the presidency, in a bloody coup called Operation Coach Chop. Some of Nkrumah's presidential guards were killed and others were wounded. The presidency became powerless. This was great news for many. After the coup, they called the new government the National Liberation Council, NLC, and appointed a senior military officer by the name of Lieutenant General Arthur Ankra as the chairman of the National Liberation Council, NLC. The CPP was banned, and Dr. Nkrumah, the one-time savior of Ghana, was now branded a tyrant and an enemy of the states.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Firstly, I would like to introduce my colleagues to you, some of the members of the National Liberation Council. As you've already been told, I need no introduction myself. But on my left here is the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Harley, who is the Deputy Chairman of the National Liberation Council. On my right is Major General A.K. Kotoka, who is the second member or the first member of the National Liberation Council. And we want to prove that we were not instigated by anybody, neither we want to refute any allegation that ACA or God knows what instigated us to carry out the coup. This coup was carried out completely because of the things that had happened in Ghana and because of the tyranny and the despotism of Kwame Nkrumah, the deposed president. Everybody in Ghana was fed up with it. And therefore you could see the spontaneous result which followed the coup. You would have seen when you were coming probably thinking that Ghana would have been put under curfew or all other things, but nothing was done. There was no brain behind it. It was work from us and from within, without the aid of anybody, any foreign country or any country. It has been some of these things in Ghana that when a ruler is useless, you depose him. And therefore we have deposed Kwame Nkrumah. We don't want tyranny or anything here.
After his overthrow, he made this statement from Gedi.
Speaking to you from Radio Guinea, Conakry, on the eve of the 6th of March, Ghana Independence Day, I send to you all greetings and warm regards. It was on this day that the combined forces of the Ghana people secured independence from British imperialism. This achievement was not an easy task. It involved sacrifices, sufferings, and deprivations on the part of all of us. It was only when I arrived at Peking in China that I was informed that some members of my armed forces, supported by some members of my police, have attempted to overthrow my government. I know that you, the people of Ghana, are always loyal to me, the party and the government. And I expect you all, at this hour of trial, to remain firm in determination and resistance, despite intimidation. The people of Ghana built up the Convention People's Party, which became the vanguard of the national liberation movement in Ghana. By indomitable will, the Convention People's Party overcame all difficulties, triumphed over adversities, and won independence, and planned for the economic, political, and social construction of our dear Ghana. The party and government fought not only for political independence, but evolved a work and happiness program of reconstruction. We also joined in the great movement for the liberation and political unification of Africa. The achievement of the Convention People's Party under my leadership is an open book. It can be seen by all. And today, anyone who visits Ghana can be a witness of this great achievement. Internationally, independent Ghana has been playing a role in world affairs. She has supported peace and will always continue to support any movement that can lead to the peace and security of the world. In all this struggle, the Convention People's Party and its government have not shed a single drop of a Ghanaian blood. I shuddered at the killing, shooting of defenseless men and women, and arresting and intimidating and imprisoning many of the leading patriots of the country. The blood of these gallant men and women cry to heaven for redress. Their blood shall not be shed in vain. Those who have died, may they rest in peace.
With this move by the military, Ghana had now experienced a first coup. With it, the First Republic was gone. A new regime with a new system, military dictatorship. A system that will interrupt the democratic process for the next 13 years with a lot of bloodshed. Next time, the military will make an example that wild allegations will not go unpunished.
Him to tell you how he organized this coup and how he was the brain behind it. And who he knew on that.
First and foremost, on the 24th morning, 8 o'clock news announced in London that Ghana has announced that jointly the army and the police have overthrown the regime of the tyrant, Kwame Nkrumah.
Did you come to brainwash me, Kotoka, the police, or somebody, and tell us how to conduct this?
The Christian Jesus brought salvation. The Junior Jesus of Ghana will bring democracy at the expense of the blood of some military leaders and generals. All this and more coming up in our next episode on the historical journey of how Ghana became a stable multi-party state. Thanks for watching.